Alright, today on the table I have the Stevens 320 Security and the Mossberg 500A Tactical. You will see a price split of about $138. The Stevens 320 being about $138 more than the Mossberg 500. The Mossberg 500 is a heavier shotgun. The Stevens 320 does have a shorter barrel. This is 18.5, where the Mossberg 500 is a 20-inch barrel. The Mossberg 500 does have a higher capacity than the Stevens. Stevens, you're looking at 4 in the tube, 1 in the pipe. Mossberg, you're looking at 7 in the tube, 1 in the pipe. Controls, they are slightly different. If you want to run a pistol grip like this one, you're going to have to run the Stevens because it has your trigger guard safety right there. So when you go, you can just click off your safety. Your Mossberg 500 uses a tang safety. This does not work well at all with pistol grips because your hand's down here. So you'd have to come up, break your hand position, take it off safety, then go back down your pistol grip, costing you time. Now for a non-pistol grip stock, this is ideal. Because when you're coming up, comes off safety, go on target. They both use a ghost ring setup. The Stevens 320, I do like the ghost ring setup better. You get a fiber optic front sight. And just how the back is set up, it looks cleaner. The front sight is also guarded. The Mossberg doesn't suck. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I just like that one better. This also uses a ghost ring setup. Very visible. You got your elevation and windage adjustment, just like on the Stevens. Both the shotguns do have too long of a length of pull for me. I prefer somewhere just over 12, like 12 and a quarter. These, I believe, are both 14. Yes, they're both about 14.5. Now the Stevens, the pump comes back farther. So, like, if I'm going to post up on something for a while, I like it because my arm's in a better position to where I can hold this for a lot longer without fatiguing. The Mossberg, my arm, even all the way back on the pump, it's not at a 90. It's kind of overextended, so I fatigue out really fast. I can already start to feel fatigue. The Stevens does have a trapdoor for the loading gate. The Mossberg is an open concept. I do like that better. It's much more glove friendly. And if you're going to shoot competition, I feel it's an easier setup too. I got some dummy rounds. I never got good at this, but I could do it. And I've seen them do it in competition with 4 of these. They got them on their belt and they rip them off like this, line them up, and then they load them 2 at a time. Cuts their loading time in half. The Stevens, it is possible to do that. I find it's just harder. Also, back to the glove thing with the Mossberg. If you are wearing gloves, what you can do is just drop your first round in, and then because you have gloves on, you take your second round and push it in like that. Then you'd come with the next one and repeat. Slide release, they're both in pretty good positions. The Stevens, you gotta kind of hit it with your thumb. It's located right there. You do have to break hand position to do it. You gotta rotate your shotgun like this. Your Mossberg, located right there. You do not have to break hand position, so if you had to do like a round change or something, you could do it from your normal shooting position. Come up like that. The overall construction of the firearms I do think is pretty good. I have shot a Mossberg to death before. Would it actually happen? It was a pistol grip model, had a heat shield just like this. The welds on the heat shield broke, heat shield fell off. And then this screw right here backed out for the ejector. That got loose, got caught in my bolt. I was younger, I didn't know what was wrong, so I smashed it open. damaging the ejector. Now, at that time, what I had done was just Loctited that screw back on and sold the gun. But I have had experience with Mossberg customer service. Grade A. Like, side story. It was my birthday many years ago. Walking Dead just started getting popular, and what I wanted was a shotgun. I either wanted the 930, because it's semi-auto, or the Mossberg 590 A1, because it can take a bayonet. I'm like, well, you know, bayonet for shotgun, zombies, be ideal. Well, the store I had went to, which was Mega Sports just outside of Joliet, Illinois, refused to sell me a gun. They kept making me jump through hoops. I had my FOID card. Everything was all legal. And they wanted to see tax returns and stuff like that to prove that I had lived in the state for a while. And then when I had jumped through all their hoops and I couldn't come up with anything else, they were just like flat out, no, we're not selling you a shotgun. So I wound up going to the mall, getting the 500 SPX, and I just got into reloading at this time, and I had made some bad rounds and damaged the receiver, so basically the shotgun wasn't functional. I sent it to Mossberg with a letter explaining, you know, like, pretty sure this is wrong, it's totally my fault, I've took a paint marker and circled where the damaged areas are, and then I explained to him the story about wanting a 590A1, and I'm like, well, hey, I already know the receiver's broke. I'm pretty sure the barrel's damaged. Can you give me a 590A1 receiver, magazine tube, and the barrel? I want the SPX, and I'll just pay the difference. It's not a big deal because that's what I wanted in the first place. 6 months went by, never heard anything. This is going to sound like it's made up, but this is the actual real story. So I call him, see what was going on with my shotgun, and if I owed him money. That exact day I had called them, it was on its way in UPS. They're like, oh, no, it's already coming to your house. The truck should have been there already. Truck was running a little bit late. Got my shotgun. I'm like, well, how much do I owe you? And they're like, nothing. It was free. So that was completely awesome. They gave me a barrel with a slight blem on it on the finish, but who cares? The whole thing was free. Now, with ghost ring sights, they're an issue. They slow your shotgun down drastically. I strongly recommend going with a bead sight. I played with ghost ring sights. I'm still trying to figure out a way to make them fast, but I haven't been able to do it. Your normal shotgun position when you pull up, you're too low. So now you got to bring your head up, and it drastically slows you down. I mean, there's a reason why all the professional skeet shooters and everything run a bead sight. Bead sights are insanely fast. Like this is a normal shotgun with a bead sight on it. Pull up. It's right there. So if I'm staring at where I want to hit, by the time my shotgun comes into action, I'm already aiming at it. Now, I've tried remedying the problem by going the Magpul Stock and raising it up, but the Magpul Stock is too fat, so you have to really push your cheek into it, so when the shotgun fires, it goes up against your jawbone. Yes, I increased the speed of how fast I can deploy the shotgun. The biggest difference between like this stock and a factory stock, or my Magpul Stock and a factory stock, is the taper. As you notice, this stock's kind of rounded because it tapers as it goes up, and it also tapers as it goes in. So when your cheekbone's on it and the shotgun recoils, because of the shape of the stock starts moving away from your face. Been using the same design for years. Works really well. The Magpul Stock is just straight. So is this one. It has a slight taper going in, but I don't think it's enough. I'm pretty sure if I were to have a bead sight on this shotgun and you bury your cheekbone in it, the stock would come up and beat up your cheekbone like it does on my Magpul shotgun. Yeah, it's just fine, you know, for a couple of shots, but man, you start shooting a long string, like 20 rounds, something like that in a row, your cheekbone gets really sore. So, I mean, that is something you need to consider when purchasing the shotgun. I, like I said, strongly don't recommend ghost ring sights. Just stick with your bead very fast. Now, what would I pick out of the two shotguns? Well, the Stevens is cheaper, and it is lighter. The Mossberg weighs a little bit more, but you get a higher capacity. And it's backed by Mossberg warranty. Stevens may be just as good, but I don't know. I've never went through their warranty. I would probably actually pick the Mossberg 500, just because the parts availability for this is amazing. Like, you can get pretty much anything you want for it. And I've had personal experience with it. Not saying there's anything wrong with the Stevens, I just don't really like the way it looks. I mean, it's cool. But yeah, the heat shield on this just looks amazing. The sights, the whole gun just looks good. But thanks for watching. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why. Don't forget to subscribe.